Hey, what's happening? Oh, still winter. So it's December, a time of joy, a time of giving, a time of happiness, a time to think about family and getting together and buying wonderful presents and giving gifts. The gifts of, you know, PlayStations and happiness. And because of all that, best thing for us to do right now is to gloss all over that. Gloss straight over it. Stick Christmas in the bin and think about January and the stressful, horrible clickbait time that is the January transfer window instead because, well, football and the internet. So I gave you an option, I gave you a poll in the community tab and on my Twitter page as well for what this topic should be. The vast majority of people centred on this topic, so you are to blame. If you want different topics, vote in greater numbers. Although Rob H is right when he posted in the community tab to say, we've got all of January to talk about this. Yeah, we have. But you know what? Silly season starts now. Let's just do it. Let's get into it. Here's 5 January transfer signings that can turn Liverpool into title contenders. Okay, first off, let's just get this done. Let's say it. 1 man, 3 names, Virgil van Dijk. Just box it off, Liverpool. Box it off. Is he the 100% guaranteed answer to all of Liverpool's defensive problems? No, I don't think he is. Is he better than what we've got? Yes, he is 100% guaranteed better than at least 2 of the centre-back options that we have, and he goes straight into Liverpool's first team. There's not too many positions, I think, in Liverpool's first 11 where you can buy players, particularly in January, that are going to go straight in, but I'm going to talk through a little bit of me thinking on that. Centre-half box, the most important box that needed ticking is now ticked. VVD is in the door. Now, Liverpool do have a few squad issues, in my humble opinion. They are a goalkeeper and in defensive midfield. But here's the thing, for January, while I do think Liverpool need to go out and buy a world-class goalkeeper and a world-class defensive midfielder, I think we're okay for the rest of the season. But bear with me on it because, listen, this is not short-termism. This is not thinking about the next day and the next day. I'm thinking big picture here, and the full scale and scope of this will hopefully present itself in the next few minutes. Mignolet's fine. Karius, I think, needs the rest of the season to prove whether he's either A, capable of stepping up to being the first choice goalkeeper for Liverpool, or that he is at the bare minimum absolutely fine to continue in the role that he has in the squad. Beneath them, with having Danny Ward there, I wouldn't be against seeing him get an opportunity at all. If it presents itself, I'd like to know conclusively one way or the other whether he's good enough. I think we're quite well stocked. We haven't got an exceptional goalkeeper, but we've got 3 pretty decent ones. It's not a problem that you're going to fix in January because all the best goalkeepers in the world are at good football clubs, and no football club in the right mind is selling their first choice or a top quality goalkeeper in January. So let's not worry about it for now. DM. And there'll be loads of people who don't agree with this, but I think Jordan Henderson's fine, and I think Emre Can's fine. This situation is only exacerbated by maybe Emre Can trying to force his hand, and maybe us looking to cash in, knowing that he's probably likely to leave on a free at the end of the season. Do you take 20 or 30 million now, or do you take nothing in the summer? I think Liverpool don't need the money, and I think they would let Emre run his contract down if they can't convince him to sign a new one. So I suspect we will be reasonably stocked in this position, particularly considering that Gini Wijnaldum can cover there as well, as can James Milner. I reckon we're okay, but again, it's something that probably needs to be addressed in the summertime properly. The only addendum to this is if you can get Naby Keita in any earlier, if you can speak to RB Leipzig and say, come on, we'll give you another 10 or another 15 million or whatever. He doesn't want to be there, he's unhappy, let us have him, and I would make that happen if I felt it was a possibility. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, if Liverpool were to sign him, I think that would catapult us up. Just on paper, just in terms of pure ability level, I think that would give Liverpool a massive boost between January and the end of the season. It's a signing that sends fear into opponents. It sends shockwaves around football to say Liverpool are in the market for a guy of this calibre. And given that it's sort of out of character for Liverpool to pay money for a guy who's 28 years old, it says as well that there's a message that, no, we'll go and get the best players as and when they're available. He's better than Sturridge, so you could let Sturridge go. He's got so much quality that he could be a real benefit to the likes of Dom Solanke and Ings. Look, he's better than them, and they could learn from him, and even the likes of Ryan Brewster coming through from the academy as well. You're not going to become worse players for playing alongside a player of the calibre of Aubameyang. The problem with him, and why I wouldn't sign him this January, is that he's a massive bell end. He is a massive bellend, and I'm not sure that we need that. Now, this is where you've got a tipping point. I can perfectly see a case to be made that says, look, it doesn't matter if he's an absolute knob scallop, fine, get him in the team because he's going to score goals, and goals win your football matches, and when you win football matches, you're more likely to win pieces of silverware. Yeah, sound, totally agree. But there's no good Ryan Brewster becoming amazing and learning all these skills off Aubameyang if he's going to stop turning up to training and turn into a bellend himself. And what you're doing is you're damaging the long-term prospects of the club for a short-term fix. Now, again, I'm torn because I feel like a title win this season, if that was a thing that could be delivered by having Aubameyang, I would mortgage a lot of our future for just a title win, just to get it under our belts, just to get it out the way and get that hoodoo broken. But I don't think he fits with what we're looking to do. That's a bit upsetting, but no, he's not in my plans. Because, stay with me on this one. Bigger picture, long-term Liverpool plan. I am going to sign. Look, defence is boxed off for now. I think we've got sufficient depth in attack and midfield, in the full-back positions, and again in the goalkeeper position. We've got depth in general. We've got good quality. Unless you can get someone who's absolutely amazing in the January window, I think we need to think towards the future. And here's how I do that. We boxed the attack off in the last 2 summers. That's very much the key area of the pitch where Liverpool are great. The defence is, we need to sort that out. And it stands to reason that in the summer is when the manager is going to spend big and he's going to sort the defensive issues out. It's the kind of thing that he started to do at Dortmund. It wouldn't shock me at all. But I think we can get that boxed off on the cheap. And here's how. Free transfers. Emre Can's going to go, fuck him, sling his hook. Let's delve into the free transfer market ourselves. And we're going to pick up Stefan de Vrij and we're going to pick up Giorgio Chiellini. Yes, look, he's 1,000,000 years old. And yes, look, he's more than likely going to sign for a club like Chelsea. But what Liverpool are desperately lacking, and I don't think he would go in and be a first choice centre-half, because for me, Matic and Van Dijk do it. You're just adding squad depth, you're adding quality. And more importantly, what you're adding to the back is leaders and winners. Van Dijk is a leader, though not necessarily a winner yet. Chiellini's both. Guy has had a glittering career. He takes the role of Clavan, which is the old season head at the back that's been there and done it. He inherited that role from Kolo. For me, someone of Kolo's stature is badly missing from our defensive options. Someone, again, who, look, maybe his legs have gone. You don't want to have to play him for 15 games back to back, you know, twice a week. But when you need to throw someone in, you're not putting Gini Wijnaldum in the team, in the defence. You're putting Giorgio Chiellini in. In addition to that, 2 more. Max Meyer and Leon Goretzka. Get those boys signed up. Get it boxed off, because Coutinho could very likely leave for Barcelona in the summer. It is what it is. I don't want Liverpool to have to buy his replacement in the same window that we're selling him. That ends badly every time you have to do that. So although these guys wouldn't come in till the summer, in Max Meyer, you've got a potential Phil Coutinho replacement for the long term. In Leon Goretzka, you've got an understudy for Adam Lallana as well. Doing that, you safeguard your future, you safeguard your budget, stop yourself being held over a barrel this summer when everyone goes, oh, they're going to sell Coutinho. You've got 120 million burning a hole in your arse pocket. Oh, you know that guy who's played 13 senior games for us, who's got a bit of potential? Yeah, 70 million. And that's what's going to happen, and that's what Liverpool need to make sure does not happen, because that will hold us back, and that means that your budget is having to be apportioned elsewhere. Because if you're desperate to get someone, and all of a sudden the 30 million target just becomes a 50, 60, 70 million pound target, yeah, you can maybe do that once, but you can't do that across the board. Liverpool, get that sorted. And again, we're safeguarding not just the squad depth and the squad quality, but the style of play for the next 5 years. And what this does is it frees up budget so that in the summer you can go world-class goalkeeper or top quality goalkeeper like Berkey or whomever and say, right, him, we're having him. How much does it cost? 50 million, whatever, sorted. Defensive midfielder, who can we get? Oh, insert name here, 50 million, 60 million, yeah, no problem. And striker, top quality striker who's more about the goals but can still do what Roberto Firmino does in the general sense. We'll go and get him, and we'll go and spend big money. And then all of a sudden, all of your defensive issues are fixed. You've got masses of squad depth and youth and potential in your midfield and your attacking areas to bolster having that already in the fullback positions and generally all around the pitch. And all of a sudden, a squad that's good enough to maintain itself in the top 4 and have a good, decent push in the Champions League is all of a sudden champions of England in 2018-2019. It's defo gonna come back to haunt me. Look, just my opinion on what I think Liverpool should do in this January transfer window to turn us into title contenders. For what it's worth, if you've got opinions, let me know them in the comments below. What do you think Liverpool should do? Are there any canny ways? Are there any free transfers you think Liverpool should be taking advantage of? If you want more, subscribe by clicking my face there. Much appreciated. On the road to 25,000 subs. Watch another video by clicking there. And I've got a Facebook page as well. It's the terribly titled @Maych TV. Because I left it to someone else to do, and that's terrible. But it is what it is. I'm opening Match Attack's advent calendar every single day in December. It's a thing. If you like it, get on it. Nice one. Ta-da.